welcome to the Organic English Podcast, Episode 2. You can call me Chadwick. In today's episode, I will be diving into a simple way you can use the phrase, I can't wait to. I will also share a generational conversation with my brother from another mother in Egypt, Yousif. And finally, I will share an article from one of my favorite lifestyle bloggers, Kaki Okumura, about the psychology behind why Japanese people are so healthy. Let's do this.
You're listening to the Organic English Show, a podcast that inspires English language learners to grow in fluency, but most importantly in confidence when speaking in English. I am your host and friend, Chadwick. I've been an English tutor on the italki platform since 2018. On this podcast, I will be breaking down English sentence structures and patterns. I'll also be talking to inspiring English language learners and teachers from around the world, as well as offering some commentary on current global events that have captured my attention. Thank you so much for spending your time here today. Let's begin.
English phrases and patterns. I can't wait to. I can't wait to is our phrase. This pattern is a phrase plus a verb plus some sort of noun and plus an object. The meaning of I can't wait to be very excited about doing something or eager for something to happen or begin. When using this phrase, the verb will be in root form. I can't wait to, phrase, eat, verb, at the restaurant, that's our noun, for dinner. I can't wait to eat at the restaurant for dinner. I can't wait to, phrase, travel, it's verb, to Bali is our noun, next winter is our object. I can't wait to travel to Bali next winter. I can't wait to is our phrase, read, it's our verb, the book, it's our noun, in the mountains, that's our object. I can't wait to read the book in the mountains. I can't wait to, phrase, watch, there's our verb, football, noun, at the stadium, that's our object. I can't wait to watch football at the stadium.
Is the last piece. That's the last thing I've ever played. Immediately before I quit violin.
Before you quit violin, when did you start the violin?
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
At the first year at college.
Okay.
Maybe mid 2018 or 2017. I don't remember. But it's somewhere middle of that road.
How did you pick the songs that you put out there? You got some Cranberries in there. You got the Twilight theme song.
It's usually it's usually about the movies because after I watch a lot of movies and series.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I feel excited about a theme song, I try to replicate that. It gives me nice chills. It makes me feel better.
Okay.
That's for the most part. The other part, I just go by how I feel. Maybe some friend asks me for something, or maybe I find something a bit more challenging, so I try to give it a go and see how it goes.
You said replicate. Does that mean you just like played it by ear? Like, okay, let's go find the notes.
Yeah, it's by ear. Like I play them. I open up YouTube. I play the song. I I tried to replicate it by ear, catch up the notes. And I was pretty good at it. But with the uke, it's a whole different thing because now you have multiple strings at a time. I used to play just one string,
Yeah.
one note.
Okay.
It's harder for me to catch the chords rather than the verse itself.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay. So you're pretty good with melody and stuff like that.
yeah. If you're talking about your mother, maybe some older people watching TV shows, that's really a good habit with them. For our mother, like this current generation, they used to watch like Hindi series and Turkish series all the time. I don't know how it goes like, in the States,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's similar everywhere. But maybe you watch different kind of TV shows.
Um, back in the 1980s, that's like when I was a teenager.
That's like when I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't there yet. This is the second one where my age is being brought up. No, in the 80s, it was like, you didn't have the internet, so you couldn't just go and watch something whenever you wanted to.
Yeah,
So it was like, if it was, I don't know what, I don't remember. We'll say like Wednesday night, that was like the A team, right? And so you had to watch, like you had to be ready to watch it on Wednesday, unless your family had like a VCR, because then you could record it and watch it whenever you wanted. That was a game changer. And then I don't know. I didn't watch a lot during the 90s. Not really. I mean, Saturday Night Live, I would try to watch that, but I didn't watch a lot of series like in the 90s or the 2000s. Probably not until about 5 years ago, I actually started watching like television programs again. But like people talk about like Friends. Yeah, I know what Friends is and I've seen some episodes, but like I didn't watch it religiously. Big Bang Theory. I know what it is and watch it religiously. It's not until we got to like this Netflix, Amazon, now the Apple TV thing. Love the storytelling. I just love it.
that's really reasons though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what about does this apply to other families? Because I'm talking about this generation of your mother, and maybe when you start having kids and you kind of have a settled life, and now the TV is all is all what you want.
Yeah, when I started having kids, I mean, I think I gave up a lot of that media consumption and transferred it over to like Barbie movies and the kids shows. I mean, I watched those with the kids, but that's
Father of the Year.
Right. And the reading the books, but I think a lot of families, like I know of like Stranger Things because it's popular among a lot of different people and they talk about it. So I think a lot of people, are pretty religious with the shows that they watch. But like I said, it's different now because the internet makes it on demand whenever you want. We didn't.
Yeah, I understand. But let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Back at school, me and my younger brother, we used to do this. So whenever we finish the school day, we have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
That time we used to have lunch
Ooh.
before we all grew up. But yeah, we take a nap after that. And when we get up, it's the series time. So my mom would turn on the television. It will pick up a Turkish series to watch. And we kind of just sit down and watch it together. That was like a day of a life for an Egyptian student.
Okay. After school, relaxing with the show.
Not until I went to college, we kept doing this.
Okay.
But I got quite busy, so skipped. I I kind of skipped the series and started my own because now we have access to internet. Maybe we haven't necessarily had access to it before, but I also built up my experience like downloading movies and being able to search different categories and movie theaters.
Okay.
So, yeah, I spent all my school like watching Turkish movies. and Turkish
Turkish.
series, and it's the best thing ever.
Turkish. Is there a? That's two different languages.
Yeah, but it's so part of it was in Turkish that would represent the songs itself, but the other part where they actually speak, it's kind of they have a stunt for what do you call it? We call it duplage, like when you have another voice that's actually in Arabic, but
Oh,
it takes the place of the actual voice.
like the voiceover type thing.
It's like a voiceover in Arabic.
Okay, so they did that.
And yeah, I didn't know that they speak Turkish up until I was in college, and I understand that more that they speak Turkish and and that Turkish is really a different language than Arabic. I thought they speak Arabic too.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then, since we're comparing like when I was a kid versus when you were a kid, and I'm talking way back in the 80s. Did you watch much like MTV growing up? I don't know. Do they even have MTV in Egypt? I can't imagine.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the import, but for the TV itself, it was mainly for the series. Rather than that, I didn't pay much interest in that.
Okay.
I was more of a gamer person that I would spend my time doing some video games rather than watching the TV. Even when I grew up, I had no interest at all watching TV.
Okay. You said you were a gamer then. Did you have like a console gamer or a computer gamer?
It's a computer game.
Have you ever owned a console?
No. I think I don't understand the idea of it because with the PC, you have access to a lot of different things. When it's a console player, you kind of limited with the option you get.
Okay.
I didn't like this idea of being like tied up against everything, especially that we weren't that much of a richer family that could have had access to these PlayStation and other video game stuff. And when I was a little kid, I couldn't ask for more.
Okay. So you had, even when you were a kid, you had some sort of computer game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you say that you're a kid, what year are we talking? Like, when were you 6 years old?
I think I got so I'm the eldest son.
Okay.
So I was the first one to be brought a PC, a computer game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was back when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And I didn't do much with it at first. Like my father taught me a couple of different tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly used it to watch some movies, maybe play some games that my father had them installed for me.
Okay.
But then I started this idea of getting a video game CD and being able to store some other games.
Okay.
Then the USB flash cards came around, and we kind of started to exchange games around.
Sure.
It wasn't until long that I was introduced to internet. At first, I didn't know what it was for, but it mainly, I think when I was first introduced, Facebook was around. Like this was one of the early things I did on the internet, like register on Facebook and have an account and get to send messages to my friends and family members.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really limited to that. I didn't do anything beyond that.
Okay.
Maybe Googling some stuff. My father told me like you can have access to different articles and magazines. I used to like kids magazine when I was young.
Okay.
So it was a nice opportunity for me to get access to these things, but I didn't make the most out of it though. I wasn't that excited to read it. I told you about this, I never read. I'm not proud of it, but I didn't grow up reading, so I don't feel like I'm enjoying myself for reading. I'd rather watch or listen than actually read.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common these days too. I think, for a lot of young people, reading is actually on the decline. Not for everybody.
I wish it wasn't this way. Trust me, but yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like if I wanted to play a computer game, I had to like ride my bike to the public library, and I could sign up for like a 30-minute slot to play the Oregon Trail or Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego for like 30 minutes, and then I had to get up and hand it over to somebody else. It was vicious, man. You'd have kids standing behind you going, "You only have 2 minutes left."
I was more of a private. I used to like being private about things. So having this idea of trying a game in public, it didn't really work out for me.
We didn't have a choice.
Especially that I wasn't that good of a gamer, and I thought other kids maybe will come and bully me for it. So I was always anxious about them being anxious about me being hit by them. So I decided just ignore it and
Okay.
skip it. I'm not heading to the arcade or anything. I'm just staying home. That's it. I love my PC.
The arcade was a big deal, especially when the Nintendo came out, the original Nintendo Entertainment System, the first one, because then it was almost like for the first time the quality of the video game you could play at home matched the quality of the video game you could play at the arcade.
Yeah.
So you would go and practice at home, Street Fighter or something, and then you'd like meet up at the arcade and like have Street Fighter, like, face offs and stuff.
Nice. You probably had a bit of childhood than mine. Man,
I don't know. It was different. It was different, but yeah. Now, man, it's all just everything is. Well, here we are. I mean, we're all at home doing it, and I love it. I personally love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very proud of this generation. Not for what we did, but for what we have. Like, we have access to pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
We work from home, as you might see. We're really in this area that technology have already stepped it up a notch, but it still has a lot to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So being a software engineer myself in this area, it would really be what it's.
No, you guys are the front line of the future, and
thank you. I'm honored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be kind to us. Be kind to us. Treat us good.
A front line who can't even get his headset to work.
That's okay.
That's a sad story. True though.
No, one of the things I wish I could do, of course, that are like super impossible, is like get into a time machine and just go ahead into the future, like 100 years, just to look over my shoulder and like see, like, how did we do? Like, how did we do during this technological revolution? Everything's changing so fast. Were we able to maintain our humanity, I guess, in all of this?
I didn't really think about it until you mentioned that, but I think you wouldn't be able to hedge your bike. You'd probably skip like a generation or two. Imagine that much of a technology like being developed, and you're now getting it. People are doing it as a usual part of their life, and now you have to learn all about it. And I feel like it would be a lot because you have a user experience built up. You don't get to learn it like instantly. So I don't think that would be like the coolest thing to try. You'll probably feel for sure you wouldn't feel smart, but you'll probably feel intimidated by all of
that. Probably my little brain would just explode. Nice, man. Well, good conversation. Good to talk to you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think there'll be any problems with your headphones. Yeah.
Well, I hope so. It might be not working and it's just lying to us, and that's the phone coming through. But yeah, let's just do it and offer those.
Okay, we'll see
All
what
right,
happens.
man.
All right, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
All right,
love
cool.
talking to you. I'll talk to you later, man.
Have a good day. Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Organic English Podcast. Join the conversation today by becoming a part of the community on Facebook or Instagram. Just search for Organic English US. You can also support the podcast financially over on Patreon. Again, just search Organic English US. And while you're here, download and subscribe to the podcast for free on iTunes or whatever platform you use for audio goodness. Leave a rating and a review. We'd love to hear from you. Now, let's get back to the show. Today I'm going to introduce you to Kaki Okumura. She is a Japanese wellness blogger. You can find her work at kakikata.space. It's KAKIKATA.space. She writes about how to use Japanese principles to live a longer and happier life. Today I will be reading one of Kaki's articles, The Psychology Behind Why Japanese People Are So Healthy. I will post links to all the ways that you can find Kaki's work in the description. Let's get reading. The Psychology Behind Why Japanese People Are So Healthy. Visit a McDonald's in Japan and you'll understand why. Whenever I talk to someone who has visited Japan, an expat who has lived there, or a tourist just passing by, they will more often than not mention something about the fast food chains there. If they tried to pull the same stunt in the United States, there would literally be riots. But again, the United States can probably learn something from Japan. It would explain why Japanese people have a much easier time staying lean. What may surprise you is that we are not talking about different menu options at Japanese fast food chains compared to American ones. We are talking about the portion sizes. What makes food in Japan healthier than in the United States? It's a running joke in my family how a small size beverage at McDonald's in the United States is the large size at a McDonald's in Japan. But this statement holds a lot of truth. It's not just size at McDonald's, but other fast food chains and restaurants. Starbucks has a special short size in Japan, which is only 8 ounces, 240 milliliters. The smallest Domino pizza in Japan comes in a size medium, a 9-inch diameter, 23 centimeters, whereas the smallest size small in the U.S. is 10 inches. If you visit a restaurant in Japan, the meals are portioned so you're expected to comfortably finish in one sitting, while in the United States, meals are often impossible to finish without a takeaway container at the end. In this way, Japanese fast food markets the same sizes as smaller portions. A short size for adults in Japan is the kid size in the United States. And what's defined as medium in Japan is America's small. What makes a Japanese diet sustainable for the modern lifestyle is not that it eliminates food or refined sugars, but that it practices moderation. As a society, its citizens aren't pressured to exercise extreme self-control or restrictions to eat healthy, but psychologically, Japanese nutrition education is formed around values of balance. To neither overstuff nor feel deprived, healthy eating begins with choosing the right plate size. Choosing the right plate size for eating at home. To bring these concepts of moderation into the home and reshape our understanding of proper meal size, we first need to choose the right plate sizes. Traditional Japanese meals are modeled after the idea of ichi jusanai sansai, or one soup, 3 sides, where small plates are combined to compose one whole meal. A single serving of rice, miso soup, 2 small vegetable dishes, and a single serving of a protein dish. In this way, smaller plates are varied and plates naturally diversify the foods to eat and practice portion control. Of course, we need to consider individual needs. A grown man will have a different nutritional need than a young child. But to achieve the Goldilocks of food portions, consider these questions after you eat your meals. Do I feel stuffed or starved? Am I thirsty or hungry? How will I feel after another serving? By being more conscious of how we feel after finishing what's on our plate, we will begin to achieve what feels right at 80% full, or harahachi bunmei, a balance where you are neither overeating nor depriving yourself. Japanese healthy eating, of course, includes principles of variety, lots of fruit and vegetables, and properly prepared grains and proteins, but at the base of it is a psychological tool that allows people to lead a sustainable and comfortable lifestyle. Japanese food education is not just about discipline and rules. It encourages incorporating the foods we enjoy in moderation. By choosing the right plate sizes, we can nudge ourselves to make better health decisions without even realizing it. So, if you saw something in this article that you can apply to your life, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and make sure you go to kakikata.space. KAKIKATA.space. Thank you for listening to the Organic English Podcast. Please visit organicenglish.us for links to things we talked about in today's episode, including a transcript of everything you heard today. I hope you found it helpful, and we'll talk again soon. Till next time, goodbye.